Hi, Celeste Cuffey here, Life Empowered Consulting Services, where our mission is to reach, empower, and motivate others to access and utilize their God-given talents and skills, building better families, companies, and communities worldwide. Thank you so much for joining me on today. I am so excited to spend these few moments of living life empowered with you. I wanted to start out by saying that so far this year I have been talking about courage, the courage to. And I want to celebrate you because I know that although it's only mid-February, I know that you have already experienced and went through some things in which you've had to exercise your courage. And so thank you, and I celebrate you, and I applaud you for already being able to navigate and leverage your courage. But what I want to talk to you about are three different scenarios in which you will need your courage. And so the first is the courage to ask difficult questions. So let's just say, for example, you are in an organizational meeting and they're looking to bring about a reorg or a huge change. And someone has to ask the questions. The presentation has been phenomenal, but there are some questions that you may be uncomfortable asking because who are you, quote unquote, to ask the question? Questions such as, what's the impact to the organization? Not just in cost savings, but what about in personnel? What are some unintended consequences or unintended impacts to this decision? What about all the other tools? If you were coming from an IT background or a systems background, how will this play with all of the other tools and technologies that we have in the space? What is the time frame? Which doesn't seem like a difficult question, but the question becomes, what is the time frame that you've typically needed to take care of this or to launch this particular project? So, but being able to ask those kind of questions comfortably. And I want you to know that that does require courage. It requires courage to sit in a room and ask the hard questions. However, if you do not ask them, one, you don't get the answer, you don't get an understanding, and then those in the room don't get it. And in addition to that, you are not helping make the presenter better as well by challenging them with or asking them questions that they may not have thought of, considered, or had not incorporated into their presentation or setting. So do not be uncomfortable. Leverage your courage to ask difficult questions. The second thing that I wanted to, or the second scenario that I wanted to share with you is you need courage to rest in uncertainty. And just referencing back to the original of asking difficult questions, how will this go? How will they perceive me? Will they look at me differently as a result? Do I sound dumb or stupid when I ask this question? You have to have courage to rest in uncertainty. I actually was having a conversation yesterday and I began to say that I do not like uncertainty. I do not like being in between or up in the air or feeling like I'm in limbo. I do not enjoy that. However, I then had to take a step back and laugh at myself because I'm a business owner, and any entrepreneurs out there know that when you are running a business, you are taking a risk, and there is a very high level of uncertainty, especially when you're just starting off. So just leverage your courage to manage those places, those areas of uncertainty. Leverage your courage to operate your faith. Leverage your courage to look at the data so that you can make hard decisions or ask difficult questions. It's perfectly okay. And then the last thing that I wanted to share with you on today with regards to an opportunity, an area in which you would leverage your courage is to admit uncertainties. It's okay to say you don't know. I like to say, that's a great question, or I haven't figured that out yet, or I'm not sure. But in any of those responses, what you've done is admitted that you just don't know at this time. And that is wonderful to be able to do. And that is a courageous thing to do. Now, let me preface that with saying some of us use that as a way to not accept accountability and responsibility. But I want you to use your courage to say, I don't know. And let's find out together. Let's do some research. Let's pull all the data together that we have, or even what does our gut say? But don't be afraid to admit that you don't know. So I wanted to just take a few moments with you on today again and give you those 3 scenarios in which you do need to leverage your courage. 1, in asking difficult questions. 2, in resting in uncertainties, dwelling there for a while. And then 3, admitting that you just don't know. Again, all 3 of those scenarios require courage. But just as I said at the very beginning, I celebrate you, because I know that you've already had to leverage that muscle of being courageous. And I encourage you to continue to do so as you seek to live a life empowered. So for more information on Life Empowered and all the services that we offer, please visit my website at www.celestecoffee.com, and remember to live life empowered. Take care. Goodbye.